Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the question from my friend, the Member of Parliament for Dagoretti South. I was informed by my peers about this question in the morning as I was out in Nyeri for an education day. So my peers had to prepare the answer very quickly, which I looked through as I was coming in this house. And Honorable Speaker, again, once more from the outset, to condole with the families, friends, and relatives of the runners for the untimely loss of their loved ones. For this was indeed saddening and unfortunate. The answer for number one, in the case of Fusa Oswald Academy, we have established that a grade 2 runner by the name Ilyas Abdulkarim drowned and died in a swimming pool in the school on the 20th February 2024. We have also established that there were lapses in the management of the swimming pool because it was unsecured. The runner accessed the pool without the knowledge of the pool attendant. We also established that no teacher had been assigned to be in charge of the swimming pool and that the runners were left on their own, which indeed is a contravention of the ministry's guidelines. We had concluding investigations because I did send a group of officers, plus the Kenya police. They are also on it. And once we establish culpability of the head teacher or any such individual at the overall supervisor of the school, of course the head teacher, and the swimming pool attendant or another such person for possible negligence, then we will be able to initiate disciplinary action and harm waiting for the outcome of the investigations, Honorable Speaker. And I know by the end of this week, as I directed, I will be getting the report. And on the basis of the report, I will then be able to initiate the necessary action. In Woodridge Internal School, we have also established that a PP1 runner named Rian Kipuruto Mutahi died on the 9th February 2024 after falling from a moving bus, which then ran over him. The duty of care for the runners in the bus fell on the driver and his assistants accompanying the runners. The mother was reported at River Police under OP number as given there, and the police are under instruction to also see whether there was negligence in this, and of course there was, and then they take the necessary action as far as the role of the land is concerned. Regarding the third case, on Madiri Junior School, 37 runners were traveling from Kamukuni grounds in Nyeri after attending the Founders Day celebrations on 24th February 2024. They were accompanied by 3 teachers and two drivers. The accident occurred along the Muranga Gitugi in Jumbe Road. 3 runners lost their lives in the unfortunate incident. 5 are in hospital undergoing treatment, while the rest were treated and discharged. The mother was reported to Muranga Police Station, and the investigations as to the cause of the accident are ongoing, and they are yet to give us a report as the ministry concerned means of education. Honorable Speaker, the safety of runners in our schools and environment is our top priority. The ministry has developed the safety standards manual for schools which outline the safety protocol of all our schools. The manual sets out the role of school administrators, teachers and parents where generally the runner is in school or is being transported on school transportation. It outlines the measures that are required to be taken by various actors and also stipulates their responsibilities on school safety. Our quality assurance and standards team undertakes inspections of schools to ensure that the requirements of the manual are implemented and enforced as required. In respect of excursions that they normally go out, the manual stipulates that for any school excursions or field trips, the parents should give their consent in writing, and an accompanying teacher is mandatory. Swimming pools are to be manned by qualified attendants and also properly secured. No runner is to attend a swimming pool without the attendant and also a teacher. In addition, the manual requires parents and teachers to understand the risks associated with an excursion and related activities prior to granting their consent or allowing the runners to participate. Mr. Speaker, sir, the ministry carries out monitoring and evaluation of the implementation of this manual in order to ensure the safety of our runners in schools. The manual requires each school to have a school safety subcommittee to oversee the implementation of safety protocols in the school. We have instructed the Quality Assurance and Standards Department to strictly ensure the implementation of the manual and to provide the necessary capacity building to teachers and other staff in schools on the requirements of the manual. The National Education Quality Assurance and Standards Framework also provides 5 assessment dimensions on the basis of which our quality assurance and standards officers inspect school transport. These parameters are as follows: the conditions of the bus, drivers' qualifications, insurance covers, capacity of the bus, the speed governance, and the history of the bus. In addition, the manual, the Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport has also issued clear directives on school transport. School funds must be roadworthy and in a good state. Runners must be allocated seats with the functional seat belts at all times. The directive by the Cabinet Secretary is also among the annexures which have included, and we make sure that regular checks of these vehicles are done. On recruitment of support staff, the schools are required to employ duly qualified and registered persons. Drivers, for example, have to meet all the required requirements and be licensed by the National Transport Safety Authority. As indicated above, our quality assurance and standards officers inspect such personnel to ensure that they are duly qualified. And of course, the portal management which engages this personnel are also frequently inducted on human resource practices and also required to ensure that they undergo routine retraining. Our quality assurance and standards officers also inspect to ensure compliance. Finally, Honourable Speaker, where one is found culpable after investigations, they could be subjected to a disciplinary process in line with the provisions of the Employment Act 2007 and the Teacher Service Commission Act in the case of teachers. Where the culpability also constitutes a crime, they could also be prosecuted by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions and upon completion of investigations. I also submit, Honourable Speaker.
KJ.
Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Education, just even by its formation, is one of those ministries that we have extreme confidence in, especially in the leadership of Waziri Machogu and PS Belio, because the expectations are very high because of the experience that they have in public service. And so, Mr. Speaker, I was expecting a more definite answer on the questions that I have asked. One, the case of the accident in Getuge. Has the ministry been able to establish why our school bus would leave Nyeri and instead of taking the more direct route back to Nairobi, would divert in the direction of Murang'a, a road that is also known to be an extremely dangerous road at the time that it took it? Was the ministry able to establish what informed the 2 drivers of that bus and the teacher responsible to take an alternate route that led to the accident? The reports that we are getting, Mr. Speaker, are that probably that bus was on another mission other than just getting the children to Nairobi directly. Mr. Speaker, the minister mourns with the families that have lost their children. One death is one death too many in school, Mr. Speaker. Schools are expected to be very safe. I'd want to hear, over and above the policies that exist, because these policies have been there, the accidents have been happening, I'd like to know specifically, are there new measures that are being taken to ensure that these accidents do not happen as they are? For example, Mr. Speaker, there are people in hospital. Some of them were injured after the accident because of the emergency response. How much emergency response training and first aid trainings do the caretakers who accompany the children have, Mr. Speaker, over and above the written policy? But secondly, Mr. Speaker, because the deaths have happened and there are students who are in hospital, beyond the mourning with the families, is the ministry making any plans to assist these families who have to lay their children to rest, and the families that have their children in hospital? Are there any provisions by the ministry, being that these children are dying and getting injured while under the care of the ministry, who superintends and oversights our schools? So, Mr. Speaker, I'd like clarity on that.
Ado.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My question to the CS is he